It's Thursday, April 29th, 2021, and the morning edition is live. On today's show, the enforcement of COVID-19 protocols forcing Parliament to suspend proceedings, part 2 of Nicholas Pierre's amazing story, and the remarkable turnaround story of an at-risk teenager. So let's start the morning off right.
If your dreams don't scare you, then they are too small. Good morning, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis.
Well, I had a dream last night, but I'm not going to tell you about it. Good morning, everybody. I'm Charles Fisher.
Are you sure? Just a little? You're not going to say
no,
just a little?
I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that off here.
And we had a pretty good show
Pretty
yesterday.
good show yesterday.
Yeah.
Good viewship. Over 7,000 viewers.
7.3 thousand.
Yeah. Then
Pretty
today
good.
we have another exciting show. We're excited about today's show, part 2 with Nicholas. Also your story on
Jamal Evans.
risk. We have a lot in store for you, so we want to tell our viewers continue to watch the morning edition. And we also have a special coming up on Mother's Day, which is about a week or so away.
A few days, and we have a promotion going on. You get a good surprise,
so
a special surprise.
Stay tuned to the end of the show. We'll tell you all about that. But somebody I know is in a
excited about vacation.
He's in a show-off mood because he's about to start vacation within the next few days. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but I think it's Lloyd. Lloyd?
Well, the funny thing is, Fisher and LaDawn, good morning, Bahamas. I'm literally in vacation mode mentally. As you can see, we're out here this morning, giving you, of course, your first look at traffic, but I'm secretly scoping out spots to enjoy my vacation. Today, we're out here by Saunders Beach, and it's a beautiful sight already this morning. Loads of persons have been out here. We've seen so far jogging, running, even cycling. And so, of course, you can see traffic is steadily building in this area, heading into the downtown area, of course. And this should continue throughout the course of the day. And this area particularly also intensifies anytime after the sweet period, that's 7:30, and virtually throughout the entire day. In other parts of the island, of course, we want to remind you, roadworks continue in areas like this, West Bay Street, also Shirley Street, Robinson Road, and East Street. If you happen to approach any of those, we advise that you approach with caution and care to avoid any possible delays. And then, of course, on the Family Islands, you may recall just last week, we did our traffic report from Abaco. And we want to remind persons in areas like that road checks are still being done by members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. So we encourage our Family Island motorists to drive with caution and care, wear those seatbelts, and to drive safely to arrive alive. Fisher and LaDawn.
Now, Lord, you are in a very busy area, and persons use that road to get to the downtown area. Are there any alternate routes they may use if traffic is backed up in that area?
Well, there are several alternative routes. Of course, anyone who knows this island knows that we're only 21/7. And like me, I encourage you, switch to vacation mode. Take the scenic route. Don't rush yourself. Drive nice and slow. And of course, you'll eventually get there. Exercise some patience. That's the message for today, Fisher. Back to you guys in studio.
Thanks a lot, Lloyd. Look like you're going to have some great weather as we head into your vacation. 77 degrees on the outside. Wind southeast at 9 miles per hour, humidity 78%. A surface high pressure prevails across the area with a moderate to fresh breezes and will maintain very warm conditions, weather partly cloudy, very warm and breezy with a chance of a few passing thunder showers. Daytime high temperature 88 degrees Fahrenheit, overnight low will go to 72. And as we head into the weekend, Friday sunny and pleasant, 86 in the day, 73 at night. Saturday good outdoor day, but still practice those social distancing. Mostly sunny, 85 and 73 a daytime high and nighttime low. And then on Sunday, partly sunny, another good day for the outdoors, 86 in the day, 74 at night.
House of Assembly proceedings adjourned until next week, Monday, May 3rd. That announcement during a brief session of the House yesterday where Speaker the Honorable Houssam Moultrie didn't mince words on members following COVID-19 protocols.
And so if we put protocols in place, we should be prepared to live by the established protocols. Because if we fail to do so. The general public, who we represent, cannot be expected to abide by those protocols.
New Providence continues to lead the country in positive COVID-19 cases, 53 recorded on Wednesday's COVID-19 dashboard. Also 5 new cases over in Long Island, another 5 with locations pending, and 3 new cases in Grand Bahama. The Member of Parliament for Long Island, Adrian Gibson, says he's very concerned about the new cases there.
About a week or so ago, we had the first case in Long Island in quite some time, a 41-year-old female. They were able to treat her in Long Island at the Sims Community Clinic, and I must commend the wonderful health team on Long Island. Following that, they conducted contact tracing, which led to quarantine, and then subsequently led to them conducting further tests as people experienced symptoms otherwise, which resulted in the 5 we see now. However, I'm advised that there has not been any established direct link between the first case and these 5, and I encourage our people to do whatever they can to preserve their health and to abide by the COVID-19 protocols.
Meantime, Health Minister the Honorable Renwood Wells acknowledging those 86 COVID-19 cases health officials reported this past Sunday, some as far back as September, fell through the cracks. He accepts there are no excuses for the failure, but the COVID-19 pandemic unearthed a number of shortcomings, and not only within his ministry.
In the ministry, those things should have been reported, but back in September and October, during the height of the second wave, lots of cases were taking place. Folks were being tested. And we have to remember, in the Ministry of Health, COVID exposed a lot of defects and defaults, not just in the Ministry of Health, but in the entire Bahamian society. It showed how further out of step we were with just deploying digital platforms. You know, during the second wave, there was no way for all of the labs to be able to put in data electronically to the Ministry of Health. It couldn't happen. So we had to create a platform called SharePoint, where everyone was supposed to feed the data in.
Education officials say COVID-19 cases in public schools are not so dire that they warrant the closure of school. It was reported about a week and a half ago that there were about 15 suspected or confirmed cases of COVID-19 on 5 to 6 campuses. Education Director Marcellus Taylor told our news team about recent meetings with health officials that did not lead to any decision to suspend face-to-face learning.
Because we're using a hybrid model, the hybrid model means we are already factoring in some things, such as reduced numbers of students on the campus, so that the possibility of spread of COVID-19 is lessened. And so being in this middle stage, hybrid, which is not quite fully face-to-face, which is our preferred model, already factors in that there is a certain level of COVID-19 happening, and we're trying to hedge against that. If it gets worse, considerably worse, we'll go to all virtual. And if and when it improves, we'll go all back to what we desire, which is the full face-to-face.
Also making news today, determining the level of economic growth the country needs to rebound from the financial setbacks of both Hurricane Dorian and the COVID-19 pandemic, the focus of a 9-month University of the Bahamas study. UB and the Ministry of Finance's Department of Digitization and Transformation cemented the deal during a virtual press conference yesterday. State Finance Minister Senator the Honorable Kwesi Thompson noted that the milestone agreement will support and strengthen the government's economic recovery plan and solidify its scientific and data-driven approach to public policy.
So you saw the Small Business Development Center, funds that were expended on assisting those persons. It focused on how we sustain persons during the pandemic. So you saw the food program that was put in place. It also focused on the unemployment situation that would have been caused by the pandemic and also in terms of Hurricane Dorian. So you'd have seen the funds that would have been extended for the unemployment benefit, which continues to help those persons in need.
And the NFL draft is back in Cleveland tonight, even though he will not hear his name called tonight. Grand Bahama native Michael Strawn should hear a call within the next few rounds. Having spent just 3 years at Charleston and 2 years as a starter, he broke about every school record and turned the eyes of NFL scouts, who have said that he shows soft hands and the natural ability to locate and adjust to the ball in the air. He really caught NFL evaluators' attention after joining the Pro Day workouts at West Virginia. Strawn posted an explosive 10'7" broad jump and ran 4.54 second 40-yard dash with an even more impressive 1.55 second 10-yard split. The Pro Day performance certainly helped, but Strawn still is widely viewed as a late day 3 pick. And when we come back, part 1 of Nicholas' story was yesterday, part 2 is today, an amputee child doing amazing things. That and more after the break.
Everything is changing, and your favorite hardware and home improvement store is getting with the program. We Buy You Sell is rolling out its new online shopping feature. If you go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, it's a quick and easy 3-step process. Step 1, browse the gallery and select your item. Step 2, add to cart. And step 3, check out. Go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, to shop with us today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Pinder. During this global pandemic, we ask for you to be responsible. As we fight the COVID-19 virus together, we would like to encourage you to do the following. Wash your hands. Cover your mouth and nose with a flex elbow or tissue when coughing and sneezing. Practice social distancing by staying 6 feet apart. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth, and if you must go out, wear a mask. We stay here for you. Please stay home for us. To those of you on the front line, we salute you as we continue this fight together.
This message has been brought to you by the Ministry of Health in conjunction with GD Media Solutions and this television station.
On April 20th, we shared some of the scientific benefits of medical marijuana here in the country. Co-chair of the Bahamas Commission on Marijuana, Quinn McCartney, also highlighting findings on why the country is now able to move towards the substance, at least in small amounts, and paving the way for recreational or adult use of marijuana. But the big question, when will it be legal in this country?
Well, the Commission is in its final stages of preparing its final report. And certainly once we get that to the government, but I believe that it's safe to say that the government has also been actively looking at a number of initiatives in addition to the work of what we're doing here at the Commission. And so the final timetable or the agenda will be strictly, dependent upon the government.
As the saying goes, when one door closes, another or two opens, and this bodes true for Jamal Evans, whose life could have ended differently if he didn't get the intervention he needed from the Lead Institute and his family. The morning team caught up with Evans just before he sat his final exams at a university abroad to talk about his positive transformation.
When I got into the 3rd grade, and I started to act out because, lack of attention.
Looking for love and affection from his parents is something Jamal Evans was searching for as a child. The 24-year-old said he was a professional fighter and spent many days in class at the principal's office. However, he says his parents' busy schedules are to blame for his violent behavior.
My dad worked a lot. My mom, she worked too, but she tried to but she'd be home in the evening, but my dad's job really kept him busy, so he was more out there than me and him really got to spend time together, so it was just me acting out, trying to get a little bit of attention from my dad at that point. But after a while, I realized it was his job, it was not him. But after that, it came to a point where I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, what I wanted to be.
But it was these actions that got Jamal suspended from the Anatol Rogers Senior High School and told to never return. He realized, though, that his decisions may have cost him a bright future, so he acted quickly and opted for a fresh start.
When I was enrolled in Government High, I went into the music program, the minor program, because over the course of me doing lead, I discovered a love for music. I started to play the trumpet as a hobby. So when I got to Government High, I was able to develop my craft. And then Mr. J, the bar director at the time, hey, he really took a chance on me straight off the bat, because he knew my history coming from my old school, but that didn't change nothing. He worked with me. He allowed me to join All-Star Band, and All-Star was when it really took off.
But it was Jamal's love for the trumpet and music that landed him in the All-Star Band in Wildcat Country. The senior is studying psychology at Bethune-Cookman University. He says while doors were shut in his face constantly, he never forgot his purpose and is looking forward to life after graduation.
My journey is not a trip. It is a trip. It's not a vacation. It's like when you got to keep pushing. It gets hard, but it's no time for rest. It's no time to give up. You got to keep focused. So for me, it's like I'm proud of where I came from, and I'm really happy of the change I could do, because all the things I went through, all that played a part of my story, played a part of what I am. After I graduated the first year, I'm going to work, and at the same time, I want to get my real estate license. So when I'm done with my real estate license within the year, I'll go back to school and I'll get my degree in clinical psychology.
Jamal later gave these positive words of advice to young men thinking that badness is in style.
As young men, we have to know it's not cool to find something which we love. It's not cool to pursue something and be good at something unless it comes with some kind of street cred or some kind of bad image towards it. But that's not really how it's supposed to be. If you love something, pursue it, give it your all, and that's where you flourish, to be honest.
Nice story, LaDon. Yesterday we introduced you to young Nicholas Pierre, who was born with both arms amputated below the elbow and his left leg below the knee, and that has not stopped him at all from earning his yellow belt in Taekwondo. Now get this, he is a 5-sport star: track and field, soccer, Taekwondo, swimming, and yes, baseball. He just has a love for sports.
It all started at PE at school. Well, my coach Hernandez, we always did a bunch of things. We were doing track, soccer. I like soccer because it's where I get to move my feet around, and then I score goals.
Yes, baseball is one of his love, and he has to swing to prove it.
The first time he told me he wanted to play baseball, I was kind of taken aback. But nonetheless, I still encouraged him, and I didn't want him to see my hesitation. Notwithstanding, he sensed it. So I was traveling 1 week, and he said, I'm gonna hit a home run and I'm gonna let someone take a video of it. So I said, are you sure? He said, Mommy, don't underestimate me. And when I got back to the hotel and I checked my phone, sure enough, there was a video of him hitting the ball on the baseball field.
I ran as fast as I could. I was Usain Bolt when I ran.
And then there comes the swimming.
At first, I started keeping myself in the shallow end to actually learn how to swim and get the feeling of it. Then Mommy got me a teacher. He taught me how to swim. I had to keep myself above the water. Then I had to swim, and then I had to breathe every time. I had to come up and breathe, and then go back in and start swimming. I remember, I was very little.
Swimming was something that when he brought it up, it kept me up at night because I couldn't figure out, or I couldn't envision him in the water swimming. And once again, he put his mind to it. He was determined, and he proved me wrong.
Young Nicholas can also chef it up in the kitchen.
I like to cook macaroni. I like to bake cookies and cupcakes.
So what does he want to be when he grows up? His answer will have you astonished.
A lawyer, but I want to be a judge. But Mommy says I have to be a lawyer before I can be a judge. Because you get to judge where people are bad or good, but because you got to know, either if they're telling the truth, you got to look through what they're doing to know you tell the truth. You got to know the person mentally, and you got to know what they're thinking when they say stuff. Yes, and assess the evidence. You have to make sure that you have the right mind and you're thinking correctly to make that choice. Because you can't just make the choice just saying, or whatever, I'm just gonna choose he's going to jail, or whatever, I'm just gonna let him go. Because you never know. You could let a person go and they actually did it, and you could put a person in jail and they didn't do it.
And Mom Brandes is the reason he keeps going, and there is definitely true love.
I love Mommy. She's the best. And I know that she loves me too. And she provides for me. Although sometimes she said she'd rather clothe me than feed me, because I eat too much.
Such an awesome
So
story.
I just love
Yes.
love doing the story,
Yes.
and once again I'd like to thank his mom Brandes, his instructor Robert Butler, and Nicholas for allowing me the
He
opportunity.
could probably teach me something about swimming.
I know
Swimming,
you can't
cooking,
swim. I know
swimming.
Charlene can't swim. You can't cook.
Oh gosh.
So, and your story on that young fella, a lot of teachers, I'm not thinking at all teachers, but they sometimes tell kids, oh, you're not going to do this, and those kids are the ones that end up being the role models.
And he, but basically, I think music actually saved his life.
Music has saved a lot of our youngsters' life. We like to encourage persons. If you have stories out there like that, call us here on the Morning Edition, LaDawn and I and Lloyd. It'll be a pleasure to share it with the Bahamian public.
All right, and as we head to the break, today in Bahamian history, on April 29, 1952, fire destroyed 8 buildings at Windsor Field and hundreds of young pines. Damage was estimated at 3,000 pounds. And in 1976, on the same day, Bahamas Air BAC 3 jet made its inaugural flight to Rock Sound, Eleuthera, a day after Pan American Airways suspended its service to that airport.
At BPL, we are building for better, and that starts with improving customer relations for every single customer. Whether it's your home or business, big or small, we want you to know that you are important to us and that providing you with efficient and reliable energy is our business. Through increased efficiency and our hedging strategy, we've been able to decrease your bills significantly, a much welcome relief in these trying times.
I pay close attention to my BPL bill, and I've noticed a continual decline since July of last year. I'm so happy I can open my bill and know that it's steadily becoming more manageable.
As an entrepreneur, I've seen my electricity bills for home and business go down. This is amazing because now more than ever, it gives businesses and everyone the break they need to not only survive, but to succeed.
At BPL, we're proud of the early success of our strategic plan, and we look forward to consolidating the gains we've made. With more improvements on the way, we are continuing to build for a better future for all of us.
Red Cross Society broke ground on its new center in the nation's second city recently. In a short ceremony, partners, delegates, and volunteers gathered for the special event on the island funded by the Canadian Red Cross and the International Federation of Red Cross Societies. President Therese Curry says some 600 families received home repairs in Grand Bahama and Abaco as part of its shelter program post-Hurricane Dorian. 235 families received rental assistance of $700 for 6 months. Additionally, Curry says his ceremony ends the largest Red Cross disaster recovery project undertaken in the Bahamas while ushering in new infrastructure to support the needs of residents. Now, she says construction on the new center will start on May 3rd and completed by November of this year.
Young kids continue to show their talent, especially in the midst of this global pandemic. This morning, we introduced you to 14-year-old Aquinas student Alvinique Swain, who is very good with her hands.
I do nails, I do hair, I do makeup, and I want to be a fashion designer as well.
With so many talent, how did she manage to learn all these?
I was self-taught. All I used to do is watch videos. I never really did classes or none of that stuff. I just learned by myself. I was inspired by the YouTube videos. That's all I used to watch. I used to make jewelry, but not no more. I don't know why I stopped doing that.
She brought this piece to show off, learning a lot in such a short time.
It wasn't as difficult when I started practicing crochet like a year ago, and when I first started, it was hard. So this year when I started doing it, it was much easier that I actually learned how to do it.
So how long does a piece take?
I had one piece where I actually count like the hours. It was 7 hours I took on that one. They actually take more than one day depending on the time I actually started. So yeah, they take a long period of time.
The Bahamian colors are her favorite, and that's seen in most of her designs. Nope, you can't buy these in stores. These are only made for close family members and friends.
I don't really do other people's stuff because I would be nervous, but like I have to get out of that and start, being out there more and doing for other people as well. It's going well now that like my talent is out there now, and I am actually happy for that.
How has business been with those family members? And if someone wants to get this future designer work, how?
It's going well now that like my talent is out there now, and I am actually happy for that. I have Facebook, I have WhatsApp, Instagram. They could contact me wherever, on whichever social media platform. I want to do all over fashion. Yes, so I want to be worldwide.
Fisher, like we said earlier, Mother's Day is a few days away, and we have a special competition and a giveaway for Mother's Day.
I saw your mother when I went to Harbour Island. She is so beautiful. Now I know where you get your looks from, and I know a lot of persons out there, their mother and them look basically the same. So we want you to send your pictures of you and your mother to k.sims@znsbahamas.com.
And they have to make sure that they look exactly like their mother or identical like their mother.
We're doing a lot of challenges. The oldest mother.
Generational mothers, a mother, grandmother, daughters. Yes, so we're going to special giveaway.
So can we put sons and daughters in this as well?
I'm not sure. I think we'll have to wait until... I'm not sure.
And then we have some men.
You want to do something with your mom?
Then we have some men that act as mother and father, come from single homes. So we gotta, this diverse.
And you do have some sons that look like their mother, so they could possibly be
involved in this. So just send in your
well.
pictures once again to k.sims@znsbahamas.com, and you will be rewarded. I know everybody wants to see their mother up, so make sure you send that in.
And they can also send some video tributes as well to k.sims@znsbahamas.com. So we have videos and photos.
And that will be revealed next week, Friday, on our special Morning Edition Mother's Day show. And I know my mother has already put in her request for what she wants for Mother's Day.
My mother's going to have me broke.
She
sent me a whole list.
She said she wants something and nothing below $100.
Yeah, so it's like $500. So yeah, I got it, yeah. And as we wrap up this morning's show, we leave you with this natural phenomenon image. Starting from the month of May to July, billions of sardines swims across the Agulhas Bank to the coast of South Africa. The sardines create an amazing sight to behold and can utterly be believed, if not witnessed, personally. And be sure to stay tuned into the ZNS Network for news as it happens, TV and radio updates throughout the day. Then you can tune into Live at 5, the Northern Edition, and the Bahamas Tonight at 7 with Mukesh Lapinder. And that's a wrap for us this morning.
Can't wait until tomorrow. Tomorrow's Entertainment Friday. Guess who we're having back? The Magician. He's going to be back tomorrow. And we also have a youngster who will be singing for us tomorrow. So all that coming up tomorrow. Make sure to tune in. Thanks for watching today. Thanks for making the Morning Edition your #1 show.
Have a good morning.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station. Welcome to Grace Connect, a program to keep the members and followers of Grace Community Church connected during this time when we are not all able to come together physically. We will connect with you through